Good evening. How are you tonight? I'd like to welcome you to the first edition of the Old Man's Detroit Lions Fans podcast. The Green Bay game today actually motivated me to make this video. The Lions, they lost that game in the offensive line, and I want to say right now that Brad Holmes needs to be burning up Frank Ragnow's phone and trying to get him to come back because we need some help in the interior of the offensive line. If you watch that game, it seems like it'd be almost impossible not to notice the fact that we consistently had pressure coming up the middle of the offensive line. Whether it was on a running play or a passing play, it didn't really matter. There were Green Bay Packers coming through quite often unblocked in the middle of the offensive line. And, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. If you've got people coming up the middle unblocked, you're not going to have a good day. It doesn't matter who the running back is. If you've got people coming through the middle unblocked, again, you're not going to have a good day. It's almost impossible for a running back to deal with somebody putting their hands on them milliseconds after they get the ball. As a quarterback, it's almost impossible to deal with someone being in the backfield with you just about as quickly as you can get back there to throw a pass. I can't put the blame for this loss on any of the skilled positions of the Lions. They were all adequate. They may not have been great, but they were adequate. But the offensive line play was inadequate. And that's where football games are won or lost, is in the trenches. If you cannot block, you're not going to win football games. If you're not getting pressure on the other team, you're not going to win football games. But the way the NFL has evolved is it's a very offensive league. If you've got a good offense, it can carry a bad defense just by keeping the other team off the field and controlling the game. If you look at the position the defense was in this game, they were in a hole